Felix and Tony. Camacho Ada. Felix and Tony. Camacho Ada. They're the right reason for a new season. Together we rise.
Off a day, and welcome back to another episode of On the Trail with Felix and Tony. I'm Felix Camacho, and I'm running for governor in this upcoming 2022 general election. Joining me each and every week and every moment on the trail of this campaign is my running mate, Senator Tony Ada.
Off a day.
Off a day. And today is a most special day of them all. We have our day ones, our wives, First Lady Joanne Camacho and Annette Ada. Welcome aboard.
Hey, welcome to the podcast, On the Trail with Felix and Tony.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Hey, doesn't this feel like, we're on a flight, with the...
Yeah, I don't know what the producer did. He gave us these headsets with these microphones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. Flight CA 2022.
And with our outstanding flight attendants, Joanne Camacho and Annette Ada.
This is a nonstop flight direct to Adelup.
It's a one-way ticket. Okay, well, let's get to the script here, and let us now discuss the week on the trail.
It just goes to show of how much fun we have actually, with the podcast On the Trail, and it's just been a tremendous time. You and I have gone on, and then we have special guests, and now we have our beautiful wives with us, and we're very fortunate. Mm-hmm. This week on the trail, we did the Knights of Columbus, the 32nd anniversary for the Archbishop Felixberto C. Flores, Council 10752. That was at the Nico Hotel. We had a very good time over there. We all sat together and enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah, one thing I noticed is they, after having a couple of years where they've been unable to gather together, in I guess in unison in celebration of their critical events, and it's nice. You can see the camaraderie of them all coming together and enjoying each other's company.
Yeah,
and just being out and about. So that's a really good thing.
What was really nice too was that people now are going back out to the hotels and having functions there. Picking up the helping the economy to recover. Yeah,
absolutely.
That was great. And then we had our Sunday Red Wave rally over at the Freedom Park, the former Greyhound. What an event! What an event!
Yeah, really a shout out and great, of course, appreciation and thanks to all those that had participated, that had come out, the many organizers, the sponsors. It was just a tremendous event, and for me, it was extra special because it was also my birthday. And that was the biggest celebration I ever had, because we just kind of throw it in there. We may as well just celebrate Felix's birthday also. But thank you for all for coming out.
Yeah,
it was good to see people that we've met along the trail. All these months that came out, and all the village organizations that were there. The food that was prepared for everyone, and then the blessings of the rain.
Yeah. But all the volunteers that helped put it together, and everyone that was involved. Ladies, please chime in. What did you guys think?
We also had the food trucks there, Dikiki Donut, and just different vendors, supporting, and our people just enjoying their delicacies and what they had to offer.
Yeah,
it was really nice.
And despite the rain, there was still a lot of people that came out.
Yeah,
a lot, and it was overwhelming. It was really a great event.
Yeah,
loved it.
Truly a red hat event.
Yes.
Or red wave.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and then we had Jen Uggan that was with us.
Speeches that came out. Yes, you mentioned Jen Uggan, the wife of Senator Frank Uggan Jr., who came out and gave a very passionate speech, and just poured her heart out there. We also had Governor Eddie Calvo come out and talk.
That's right.
But I thought it was nice that they got to see our family. Because each of us had our children there, our grandchildren at that, and they came out and introduced us, right? it was, of course, Allie, your daughter, that spoke in behalf of your children, and in our case, it was Jessica, our oldest.
Yeah.
So very nice.
You know, Allie, I was off island during one election season, and she actually went to the pocket meetings, and she stood in for me. So
Oh, fantastic!
I think she was only like maybe 8th grade, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
9th grade.
Wow.
And she spoke on behalf of her dad.
A politician in the making.
in the making, exactly. And then we had Rick that spoke for his brother.
Yes, Rick Nicholas spoke in behalf of
Yeah.
of Congressman Michael Nicholas, and it gave a very, very amazing speech. I felt it was almost a coming out speech for Rick, because I know that he has an interest in public service. And for those who don't know, Rick Nicholas is our son-in-law. Of course, is married to our youngest daughter, Maria, and he is the younger brother of Congressman Michael Nicholas. And for him to come out wearing his colors, the Nicholas Salas Matanani shirt,
Yeah.
and we said, wear your colors proudly and come out and share your heart, and
Yeah.
he sure did.
And
That was
Congressman's
wonderful.
parents were both there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike and Eva. For me, a very special and touching moment was when I saw my sister-in-law, Edine, bring in my mom, and my mom uses a walker, 94 years old, and it really hit me emotionally, because I had no expectation for Nana Lou to show up, but she insisted on coming, and there she was, and she had me in tears, and she says, "Hey, I'm the one that should be crying, but it's you."
and she really enjoyed, being in politics for a long time, having to be there and just see the people and just hear the crowd rally for the Camacho Ada team. My mother-in-law was really really impressed and very happy to see the crowd.
Yeah,
the
we
people.
were standing on the other side of the stage, and I nudged you, and it, Gov.
Yeah.
And you just broke down right there, and just went right across and
Yeah.
went to go see your mom.
It must have brought
special
back a lot of memories for her from her time as first lady.
First lady, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I was sharing a story with someone today about how back in the day, when it was still the Territorial and the Popular Party, I remember as a kid, the different events that we had, even at our house. Our parents would host, and my Uncle Frank D. Paris next door. And so very early on in life, I was immersed, of course, not really fully understanding what were the issues that were going on, but realization that it was a big gathering and very important. And of course, it led to the formation of the Republican Party of Guam from the Territorial.
Yeah.
So knowing that my mom had been involved in it from those days, and
Yeah.
seeing the transition into the Republican Party, and now at 94 years old, what a blessing that she's still with us, and extremely coherent and intelligent. My mother is, and
She has great memories.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, so with all the speakers that were there, with Rick and Jen and Governor Calvo, they all riled up the crowd, for us until we got onto the stage, and also
Isel
the Isel,
Paulino.
yeah,
Azal Paulino, who came out and spoke on the sanctity and sacredness of life.
of life, yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah. So
incredible.
the topic of the day is the day ones, our wives.
Who have been with us from the very start.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the secret weapon?
The not so secret weapon. Absolutely. So being on the trail, we've been on the trail for, what is it, 9 months? We've been together for 9 months now, and please tell us.
We're soon gonna
your
give birth.
experience. Yeah.
That's a good one.
On November 8th.
Okay.
And,
9 months of gestation period,
It's
okay.
really been a great journey. Just going out there again and being in touch with people, hearing them, what they have to say about how they feel, what's happening on the island, hearing their plea, what their family's going through. And many of them are not so good, but a lot, and we just tell them to be positive.
Yeah.
Change is on its way. And we've done. Annette and I have gone, and we've gone to the senior centers. We really enjoyed being with them. We would play bingo with them, and
You'd even dance with them.
exactly. And Annette's not really a dancer, but
No,
she was
I'm not.
dancing.
But I
yeah,
did it.
I saw a couple of pictures with you burning up the dance floor.
Yep, sure did. I'm getting there.
So that I mean it's one of those things that it's good to see what our Manumcos go through, and they actually share a lot of what life has been for the last 3 years, and how they're happy to be back again into the senior centers and being able to enjoy each other's company and socialize.
Yeah, but I think most especially they really enjoyed the company of both
Yes.
you and Annette being there, huh?
What their eyes just lit up when we walk in, and just I love my uncles. I love hugging them, and they playing bingo with them. Oh, they loved it. They loved it when we played maybe about 3-4 games. Just depends on the timing.
Yeah, so that and just everything that you guys have really endured during this campaign season. And what's the difference, First Lady? I mean, you've been on the campaign trail. What's the difference between this campaign and previous campaigns that you've been on? I mean, is it very similar? Is there something different this time around? I mean,
Well, I mean, it's pretty much every campaign you go out there, and it's really reaching out and touching the people and being sincere about it. But we've heard a lot of issues and concerns about what's happening on the island, the problems they see, and basically just tell them, hey, hope's on the way. The cost of living, it's there. I was fortunate enough, Annette and I were fortunate enough to help the Senior Center of Tamuning. We went down to
Camacho Ada.
and passed out food to them. And
Wow.
it's amazing, I mean, how welcoming they are
Yep.
and how appreciative they were to get the goodies that we had brought for them.
I do want to add one thing that with this campaign and the difference is that you and I have worked extremely well together, and we certainly have had our agenda and schedule of events and things to do. But on the other end of it is we could always count on Joanne and Annette to be there for us in other areas that we were not able to attend. And people began to recognize that, my gosh, we've got, for candidates of governor, lieutenant governor, and their spouses that are there working beside them and working in behalf of the people, recognizing, like Jen Uggins said, you're not going to get just 2 governor, lieutenant governor. You're going to get 4. So it's a package deal. You get 4 for the price of 2. And that's what we're excited about. I can speak, of course, for my wife and as First Lady. During the 2 terms, she worked extremely hard in the community, and I know that Annette will do the same, as you do every day anyway in your job.
Yes.
and in your livelihoods, and helping many families that have lost loved ones, and you're there, helping the families process through it all, and so it's very obvious to many people that have met you both that you've got big hearts, and the attitude of servant leaders, that not only are you leaders in your own right because you are women of influence, but you have the heart of a servant, and I think that's important.
One of my goals is really when we get elected is basically I want to be able to address the street homeless. They're like in every corner, and each one probably has a unique need and unique concerns. Is how do you work with them and get them to be better citizens of Guam?
right.
It's rampant. I mean, almost every traffic light, even by St. Anthony Church, where we live. I mean, they're out there, so we need to take care of that. It's not a good sight, especially if we promote tourism in Guam.
Yeah.
They come here and they see that. It's like, okay, what is Guam about? I mean, why are people out there asking for money?
Yeah, definitely. It's been very challenging times, and we're gonna work together to make things better for all that call Guam home. In canvassing around the island, how was that with you two going out? I mean, I know they try to separate the two of you, and
Yeah,
then
Joanne will go with one group, and then I'll go with the other group. And great, it was a lot of fun, a lot of good feedback, and we had a lot of fun, and we do it like 3 hours.
A great coverage. We
Yes.
we spread out to make sure that we cover as much as we can.
yeah.
We don't go together. We have to
Yeah.
go with the different teams.
So, what were the challenges canvassing? I mean, any exciting things that happened?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of people, I mean, they're home, right? Or they're not home. So we, of course, give them our pamphlets and share what you folks are going to do and accomplish. And if they're not there, we leave the pamphlet for them for their leisure reading
Yeah.
and information. They can always contact the headquarters if any concerns.
Yeah, because we went several times, right, Gov? Going up there and being with them as they start the journey to canvas. And
So we had Red Wave, Saturday Red Wave
Right.
canvassing, and literally about 80 to 100 and 100 plus people
Yeah.
just volunteering their time. And that's what really touches my heart,
Yeah.
is because these people are volunteers. Not one of them are on the payroll, and they're there to help us and wanting change. And they're just there.
right.
So we're very appreciative and blessed with the supporters we have.
And one thing I'd have to say is, in many ways, what Tony and I have been doing is canvassing the businesses and going out and meeting the employees in their workplace, because as you would be knocking on the doors, many of them are not home, depending on the hours that you would go, but they're at work.
Yeah.
And our intent was to go if their employers were willing to open up the opportunity to meet with them and meet them in their workplace.
Yeah.
And so that's where we really were able to meet and understand a lot of the concerns of the voters out there and the citizens. And then in addition to that, the work in the flea markets, when we've done that on the weekends, I've enjoyed even stopping in all of the little shops, that you find, and of course the food courts, whether it be at GPO or up at Micronesia Mall, the little restaurants. But that's where you find the everyday people, the people of Guam that are out there and going about their lives, and many a time you would assume, politicians would assume that they're concerned about what's going on and all the political rhetoric and the pundits and their opinions, but their common concern was, hey, we're out here, we're just trying to make a living, we're trying to restore our lives, and we're trying to renew all that we've lost, and we're happy that we've gotten some of our freedoms back, but man, have we been set back for the last 3.5 years, and will you help us? And so those were the opportunities when you hear the life stories of individuals. Yes, we don't have the firepower of our opposition, where they've got money,
Yeah.
having spent millions of dollars, but we and our campaign, I think that's the difference. It's been about the people, and it's been about reaching out to them and meeting them and understanding their life stories. And so that was very important.
Yeah. I mean, being on the trail, I think with me, what I enjoyed the most was all of us getting together
Mhm.
and being at the different events and the canvassing and the
The waves.
waves.
I mean, waving
Yeah.
together to me means a lot.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I noticed they don't look at Felix and I. I've accepted that.
We don't get the honks.
We don't get the honks.
but they do.
So, yeah, I've accepted that, and that's not a problem.
Well,
Did you have a good time on?
Yes, I did.
You have a good time on the road?
Yes, I did. The waves. I love getting together with everybody. Our canvassers, they work so hard.
Yeah.
It's I can't say enough. They just work all day.
All the
And
volunteers.
The
and-
volunteers.
they're so committed and
very committed.
And let's if again your impressions of headquarters and the many volunteers that have been there, and some so dedicated that they've spent their full 8 hours there helping and greeting people coming in. Hasn't it been like family?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're all family.
Like I said, really the amount. I mean, and it kept growing as the days or the months would go by. It kept increasing, and people just walk in wanting to be part of a new season.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why it's been really an amazing time on the trail. I mean,
Yeah.
The ones that I think that we didn't actually go out there, and it's our producer and our assistant producer for the podcast, right? How they've taken us along this journey, and all the interesting stories that we've had throughout the times. What are your interesting stories out there on the canvassing or being with people, or any
Any memorable
moments?
Moments, yeah.
Oh, I mean,
Well,
like,
I know one, but I think Joanne should be the one to
go
say
ahead.
that.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah. I have a what do you call it? Battle scar. It's called battle scar. Seriously, I mean, I was in Dejido talking to a lady nicely. I mean, it's a sister of a friend, and we were talking maybe about 5-10 minutes, and then all of a sudden, this dog just came by me, and bit me, and I was wearing jeans. Thank God.
Yeah.
And I have battle scars. But the thing is, I said, "Do you have alcohol?" And she goes, "No, I don't." I said, oh, "Okay, thank God for hand sanitizers." I was spraying away until I was able to get some help.
Yeah, when I see a dog, I freeze and I won't move, because if I move, it'll run after me. So I said, and Danny will be in the car behind me, and he'll stop, and he'll just tell me, don't move at all, because it'll come after me. But I just freeze, and the dog will not go after me.
So you don't have any interesting...
Not with the dog. But I'm glad, Joanne, that you fared out okay.
Yeah.
I went to check you at the tent when they told me that you got bit, but I think you went to GRMC, correct?
I went and got help.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, that's good. Also our those who get our scripts together and our speeches together, I want to put a shout out to them, because half the time, I'm sorry, more than half the time, we don't utilize the scripts or the speeches. God, when you and I speak, and we go through the podcast and things like that, we speak from the heart. And I think we've really grown to learn how to communicate with each other and know what we're ready to say. I mean, a lot of times you pick up where I forget, and I pick up where you left off, right? I mean, and it's that working together that how do they say, we gel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was it's just great, and the script writers and our speech writers, we thank them so very much for all this, everything that they've done. Though we rarely used it, it was there in case we needed it.
Yeah. I also have to say that in observing you and Annette, you both have grown tremendously with this entire journey, and how you've been able to just relate to people, to understand their concerns, and just give your heart. So that's one thing I have noticed much. And I also want to say that there have been so many that have come to us, many people that would come and pray for us. And they'd show up at headquarters, they'd meet with us, and it didn't matter what denomination you are from or what church you are. It's just, they say, we just want to pray for you that God will bless you guys and His will and purpose will be fulfilled. So that element of faith and spirituality, I thought was just very heartwarming and sincere.
I think what's really special and unique about our team is the thing of family and values. We try to balance things in our lives, being able to support our husbands, at the same time be able to run the household, take care of our children, and most especially our grandchildren, making sure everything's up to par and happening. And that family value is what we really need to bring back and instill here on our island.
Yeah.
The faith, the trust, the respect of being husband and wives, and being able to share, show that, because we are truly united in our faith in what we do. And at the same time, I think that it's attributed to our upbringing and knowing that with God, all things are possible, and He does provide.
Yeah, you've been such an inspiration that Annette has. Annette has really tried to keep up with you.
Yeah,
You're so
I'm learning a lot.
energetic,
Yeah,
right?
I'm learning a lot from you, Joanne. Just know that, and I appreciate everything that you're teaching me a lot of everything that we're doing. And I tell my kids that Auntie, I really appreciate Auntie Joanne. Mm-hmm. And when you say balancing the family life, and I still work, I still help run the business at the funeral home, and between running the business, the campaign.
Taking care of me.
Yes, that too. We have our youngest daughter went to college, and it was so hard because she's all the way in New York. He couldn't go with me, and I had to put her in college with my daughter. My sister came out, and imagine all girls there, all ladies there, and we had to do everything. And having to navigate New York, that was hard. But we did it, and she's in school, and I came back after a week and went back onto the campaign trail.
We went to similar things in our first run for governor when our son had to go to college, and taking him out. It's like, okay, how do you balance it? Because
hard.
Election, right, is primary and general is right when school begins, and how to make it happen. Well, you're going to miss your child at the same time. You need to be here.
Yeah, and
so we went through the same thing.
It was hard because she's our youngest, and he even said he's going to go when his baby goes to college, and he ended up not going. So, but we did it.
I'd like to ask, what has been the impact of this campaign upon your children and the family as a whole, even your extended family?
No, they actually are very excited. They're happy that
very supportive.
Very supportive. Yeah. That he decided to run with you, and but everything, all of them. What's that?
We're our producer. Okay, that's our son. So he's very, very supportive. But it's just like they've all. I guess they all grown into when they said yes, Dad. You can run, and we'll be there to support you. They really meant it, and just like your kids, right?
Yeah,
it's really a testament of the family values of upbringing. From our parents or grandparents. I mean, just the love that we share.
Yeah.
The respect that we give each other, and we're just blessed, and we're very grateful. Yeah. And hopefully that can translate to the people that are around us.
Yes.
And, there are moments where, of course, they are tested, and emotionally they would be impacted by the negative campaigning that would be targeting ourselves. And, even a grandson would ask, Pop, why are they saying these sorts of things? And I'm saying, just don't pay attention to it. One thing you must do, I tell them, is learn not to take offense. Things are going to be said, and they're trying to convince voters out there that because of what they say, that you shouldn't vote for our team. But I think they've all taken it in stride, and again, I've told them, don't take things personally. Try not to take offense, because even the good book says that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Right. And just stand on your shield of faith, and gird the belt of truth, and go with that. You just put on the full armor of God and go about your day and your life, and He'll protect us. Yeah. So no matter what happens at the end, November 8th's coming. Election is going to come. The votes will be cast. The people of Guam will know who's going to lead them over the next 4 years, and we just accept that God's will and purpose will be accomplished. And with that assurance, I think they're able to cope with it quite well.
Yeah.
Although that's just part of a campaign.
Well, we're coming down to that moment
Yeah.
again where we do our closing roll. But First Lady, any last words that you would like to say?
No, I just want to say, well, we actually, because it's November 3rd, right? We did All Saints Day on November 1.
Right.
And it was a holy day of obligation. And of course, yesterday was All Souls Day, and we paid our respects to our deceased loved ones.
And today, as you do every month, you went to mass in remembrance of your mother and her passing, as the first year anniversary is coming up for Panning.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Every third of the month, I go to church and then go visit her. Yeah. And I took my grandson today.
Hey.
And I said, hey, listen, there's Gigi. He goes, oh, hi, Gigi. It was cool.
Yeah. So, anything?
So, I too went to Mass at Our Lady of Peace for my mom at 9:00, visited my brother-in-law at Guam Windward, and then went also to Mass for my mother and father-in-law at Pico, which I saw you, but I wasn't able to. You already passed me by the time I was able to say hi to you. So, because I know that Auntie Panning is there on the other side.
Yeah.
But
So that just, it all goes to show that with the political season and all that's there, sometimes, our community takes a break and remembers, those that had gone before us. And it kind of brings everything back into reality,
Yeah.
And the reality of it now is those special days are over, and we are calling the people of Guam to go out and vote.
Yeah, definitely.
And make a difference. So please do not stay home. Do not sit this one out.
Every vote counts.
Yeah.
And on November 8th, we ask that you exercise your right, because it is a privilege and an honor to be able to vote for your next governor and lieutenant governor. And I ask, please vote for Felix Camacho and Tony Ada on November 8th.
Yeah.
I too ask, please, everyone, it's really important. This election is very important. On November 8th, please go out, vote. The young adults, you've got to get out and vote. Voice, you have a voice. Vote on November 8th, and please, I humbly ask to vote for Felix Camacho and my husband Tony Ada, the Camacho Ada team, and
It's for a new season,
yes,
Annette.
for a new season. Sorry, I got stopped there.
Hey, producer, how come you guys didn't put up a tablet or something?
Yeah. No, and with all that said, I'm Felix Camacho, and this is...
Joanne Camacho.
I'm Tony Ada.
And I'm Annette Ada.
And this wraps up another episode of On the Trail with
Felix and Tony.
Tony.
May God bless you.
God
And God
bless
bless
Guam.
Guam.
That's Guam.
The
Thank
last
you.
episode of before the election.
Oh, this is.
Oh, man.
That's
Well,
We've had too much fun.
yeah, we have. Well,
This is really the last episode before the election, and again, it was a special one because we were able to bring our wives on
Yeah.
board and have them share their experiences of being on the trail.
Felix and Tony. But there's 4 days until the general election. Voting sites will be at your respective villages on November 8th, and it begins at 7 a.m., ends at 8 o'clock p.m. Please go out and vote. Let your voice be heard, and please vote for Camacho Ada. Governor, yours to close.
Well, again, it's been a real privilege and an honor to represent, to be a contender with Tony. And again, joined by our wives, our secret weapons that are no longer, it's no longer a secret, but they have been our day ones, from day one, they're standing by our side and supporting us. So again, it's been a tremendous opportunity and a lot of fun to be on the trail with Tony and to share, these podcasts with you. I think you've all gotten a chance to see what we're all about, unscripted, totally organic, and to just share with you the many events that have happened during this campaign. And so with that, I just want to say thank you. And Tony, you close it out, please.
Well, just want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you to our producers, to
Yeah.
Boo and Layla.
Yeah.
To everyone who contributed to our success in this podcast and to everything else that's been going on, all our volunteers and
The
all
leadership.
the leadership, everyone that's been a part of this campaign and continues to be a part of this campaign. It's wonderful. So with that, what do we say? On the trail with
Felix and
Tony.
Adios.
Felix and Tony.